When it comes to wearing a fragrance in the gym, people have strong opinions. Worst idea ever, wearing a scent to the gym. No scent in the gym besides your deodorant and natural scent. Why wear anything to the gym? Bad experience here. I'm doing my high intensity workout, trying to do my breath work, and in comes this cloud of sauvage with some dude inside of it. I literally couldn't breathe. Now, gents, straight up, it's important to be considerate of others. There are a lot of people out there with allergies, sensitivities, asthma, and respiratory issues. An overpowering scent in their personal space can ruin their workout. So then what are the rules to wearing a fragrance in the gym to be considerate? Number one, opt for a light fragrance. In today's video, I'm gonna lay out over a dozen. Rule number two, apply sparingly. Guys, less is more. Rule number three, be open to feedback. Yeah, you've been wearing the same fragrance for 20 years. No one has ever complained until today. Okay, just take it with a grain of salt. Maybe remove yourself from the situation. Be, accommodating to people. And rule number four, if you're at all unsure, if it's a new fragrance, if you're not sure how it's going to project, then I would refrain from wearing it. All that being said, my opinion on whether or not a man should wear a fragrance to the gym? Well, of course you should. In fact, it's just a matter of which one do you want to wear and how is it going to make you feel? I mean, seriously, what do you think I was going to say? I'm a fraghead. I've got almost 600 fragrances now. And gents, I know I'm not alone. In fact, the article that inspired today's video, there were tons of people defending wearing fragrance to the gym. In fact, one woman was talking about how she goes to a gym with a lot of traffic and there's all kinds of people that regularly come in after their wake and bake or 8-beer hangover, and that she would much prefer a blast of sauvage than having to smell their crappy weed anytime. Which got me thinking, how would she react if somebody was working out next to her wearing bad boy eau de parfum? But my favorite comment was the person that said they have a Pavlovian response to Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. Apparently they wore it when training for a race, and without thinking about it, they condition it themselves to feel like running every time they put it on. Now I'm going to talk about this a little bit later in the video, but conditioning yourself to feel a certain way when you wear a fragrance is actually one of the most powerful and important reasons in my mind why a man should wear a fragrance when he's going for a workout. Seriously, what if you could wear a fragrance and it would make you feel more powerful? It would make you feel more resilient, more confident, more honorable, more courageous, more committed to your goals. And by the way, if you're skeptical that people can condition themselves to feel a certain way based off a scent, guys, just look around. Coffee, one of the easiest examples. When people smell coffee, it starts to wake them up. They've shown just the smell, just the scent causes the brain to react as if it's already received the stimulant. In a nutshell, the right fragrance can be a scent trigger to help you have not only a better workout, but motivates you to continue to work out and take care of your body. So starting this list off of great gym scents, we've got Raja Dove's Elysium. This is a citrus, aromatic, woody, fresh, spicy fragrance with just a touch of amber. Now, my favorite part about this fragrance is the beautiful opening. It has that citrus, but mixed in with the vanilla, it has depth to it and it sticks around, especially if you're going to be sweating. That being said, this thing doesn't normally project, but when you sweat, when you are working out, you're going to be able to smell this on yourself. It doesn't go too far. That's why I like this fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful bottle. It's an inspiring fragrance that you can start your workout with. Now, what about a fragrance that's going to be relatively easy to find and less expensive? Well, let's check out Acqua di Gio's Profondo Lights. Now, this fragrance came out a couple years ago, flew under the radar. It's an absolute beautiful, aromatic, woody, fresh, spicy with a bit of citrus, and you got the aquatic in there, but it's not overpowering. And you can find it at all the box stores. It's easy to find, and it occasionally goes on sale. Perfect for hot weather, which you're going to find a lot of fragrances perfect for hot weather also work great as gym scents because they're usually light. They usually have a citrus top, and they don't they don't have much longevity until you start to sweat. Now, again, you don't want to overspray this one. Probably 2 sprays to the chest is going to be fine for a workout, and but you can really pick it up, and that's why I love this one. In general, I'd say you want to be careful of the notes of oud, amber, patchouli, anything that's strong and overpowering. The same thing with gourmands. You don't want to smell edible. You don't want to smell like a chocolate bar when you're on the treadmill. And any fragrance that's going to be really spicy, projects like a beast, you want to avoid as well. Now, what about sweet fragrances? You say that they attract the ladies. Well, guys, the gym is the one place you don't want to be wearing this because it can be obnoxious, overpowering, and let's face it, you should be at the gym to work on the body, not necessarily to pick up the ladies. I know some of you guys do. Now, the next house I'm going to talk about, pretty much any fragrance in their modern line is going to be fine for a gym scent. I'm talking about Coach for Men and their new green fragrance. Actually, I think this is absolutely beautiful. It's got basically kiwi at the top, very unique, but the original Coach is a little bit sweeter. One thing though, if you already are wearing this fragrance and you already have an association that, hey, this is something my girlfriend gave me, this is something I just like to wear when I go out, you don't want to use those as a gym scent. And the reason being is because you want something new that you can associate basically the high that you feel after going to the gym, after lifting weights, after going for a run. So I recommend you go with maybe a fragrance you haven't worn from that line. So if I had to choose one that I would make my gym scent, for me, it would be Coach Open Road. Now this fragrance just came out. It's very similar to Dolce & Gabbana's K, the EDT. So if you have this one, you don't need to grab this one. But if you don't, I think actually this is well blended. It's got decent longevity, which isn't really the thing you need for a gym scent. But what I like about it, it's clean, it's easy to wear. And a big part of that is because of the notes. It's a fun, light fragrance, and that bit of pepper just tickles the nose, but it's not overpowering. A couple sprays, it's relatively lightweight. I think the bottle also just gives this sport type of feel to it. I really like this one as a gym scent. Now, what about a fragrance that doesn't seem to have any scent, but still people pick up that you're wearing something? You, for some reason, smell good, especially to the ladies. Gentlemen, that is Molecule 01 by Eccentric Molecules. Now, gents, when this one came out about 15 years ago, it blew people away because it uses ISO-E Super. That's basically the only note here. For some people, it smells like a woody smell. What it usually does is amplify other fragrances. So you have a natural smell. This is just going to make you smell a little bit better to those. Now, this fragrance I do not recommend for conditioning, but if you are someone that wants to wear a fragrance because you want to smell good around others, but you don't want to smell like you're projecting really anything, but your natural odor because you naturally smell good, well, this would be the one to check out. Next up, we have the House of Bulgari. Now, I don't talk about this house much because their fragrances, they're just not really pronounced. They're beautiful, but they are expensive for what you get. That being said, if you're looking for a gym fragrance and you're willing to spend a little bit more money, you may want to check out this house because of how light and fresh these fragrances are in general. That being said, there are fragrances like Terra Essence that you would not want to wear to the gym because they're very earthy. Yeah, you're going to smell like dirt when you wear this fragrance, but it's a sexy dirt. Now, the reason is because it's got the vetiver and a few other notes. Trust me, if you get into fragrances, ones like this are really unique, but not ones that you want to wear to the gym. No, if I had to choose a Bulgari fragrance to wear to the gym, it would be Glacial Essence. Now, this is a woody, aromatic, fresh, spicy, powdery fragrance with a bit of musk. But my favorite part is the beautiful opening. It's mesmerizing. The way that Alberto Marias has brought all of the notes together. And that's one thing you'll notice about a lot of these fragrances I'm talking about for the gym. If you're going to condition yourself, make sure that it's got a really nice opening that you enjoy. And speaking of opening notes, let's go over to the House of Dolce & Gabbana. I want to talk about Forever and I want to talk about Italian Love. Now, one thing I didn't like about what this house did is release both of these fragrances within a year of each other because they're very similar. Both of them have an excellent, very realistic grapefruit opening. That being said, if I had to choose one and they were the same price, I'd probably go with Italian Love. I think it has a better dry down, a little bit more versatile. That being said, you're going to find Forever at discounters now, so you can get a really good deal. Smell them both. They're usually both going to be in box stores. But that grapefruit opening, gosh, it is so amazing. And it really just wakes you up. If you've got an early morning workout, this could be the perfect fragrance to get you conditioned to just going out there and getting that run, getting that lift on. Now, what if you want something a little bit more refined? You want something a little bit higher class, something you could actually dress up and wear throughout the day and give you that pick you up? Guys, check out Dior Homme. Now, the cologne is going to have more of a citrus note to it. And if you want something in hotter weather, you're going to wear to the gym, this one is absolutely perfect. The Sport, even though it says Sport on it, I don't think it's actually as sporty as the cologne is, but I still think it's actually more versatile if you want to be able to wear this, with a suit. You're going to be getting ready. You want to condition yourself to be able to, get in front of your boss's boss and give that presentation. This could be the fragrance, wearing straight from the gym. And absolutely, yeah, both of them are great. And gents, before I get to the rest of the fragrances on this list, I promised you guys I would talk about conditioning. There's the unconditioned stimulus. There's the unconditioned response. Next up, we have the conditioned stimulus, and finally, the conditioned response. So the unconditioned stimulus for a lot of us could be working out, could be running, and the unconditioned response is runner's high or feeling good, feeling swole after we get a good workout in. Now, the conditioned stimulus is what we want to introduce here so that we have more control. That, in this case, is going to be the fragrance, the unique scent. Now, the 6 steps to condition yourself are this. First up, you want to choose the conditioned stimulus. That's going to be the fragrance. Now, there are certain things you want to look for in a fragrance. You want to make sure it's it's unique. There are certain notes you want to have, but choosing the CS is the first step. Next up, you want to identify the desired response. In this case, we're talking about runner's high. We're talking about the feelings you have, the endorphins running through the body after a workout. Step number 3 is you're going to pair the conditioned stimulus, the fragrance, with the unconditioned stimulus. That's going to be actually doing the workout. Step 4, you need to be consistent. It could take 2 weeks, it could take 6 weeks to actually link the conditioned stimulus to the unconditioned stimulus. Now, this step is crucial, and there are ways to speed it up, but this is where most people, if they're trying to do this, actually fail because they're not being held accountable. And that's the reason we've got our whole course. Next up, you want to test the conditioned response and see if it's actually working. And lastly, adjust. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the conditioned stimulus and the unconditioned stimulus to actually connect. Other times, it may be you need to change up the fragrance. How do I know so much about this? Because the last 2 years, I've been building the world's first scent triggers, built on the idea with operant conditioning that you can condition yourself to feel a certain way when you wear certain fragrances. I built out an entire course. I have tons more information if you're interested in this over at missionfragrances.com. I will link to it down in the description of the video. I've got an entire course. We've got a 4-step star system that we actually use. Gents, as you can tell, I'm a fragrance enthusiast, and I wanted to help other men understand the science of scent and how to unlock that power when you smell something and it gives you the strength, it gives you the power, it gives you the ability to move forward and go after your dreams. In fact, a new project I'm working on is we made all these travel atomizers so that you can take your own fragrances and using our course and accountability, you can condition yourself to feel more powerful, more resilient, more confident, more honorable, more courageous, more committed to your goals. Again, gents, if any of this sounds interesting, use the link in the description of today's video or just go over to missionfragrances.com and check out what we're doing. All right, so what if you want to smell high class at the gym, or at least expensive, rich? Then look to the House of Creed. But skip over on Aventus and even Aventus Cologne. Actually, either one of those would make excellent gym scents. Most Creed fragrances are going to be very light and airy, not all of them, but these two right here, I think, are some of the better gym scents. So first up, we've got Silver Mountain Water. A green, citrus, fruity, musky fragrance with a bit of just wood there. It's really nice. It's lightweight, doesn't project a whole lot, and that's one of the reasons this really sits close to the skin. It's a beautiful, unique smell, perfect for the gym. That being said, if you want an aromatic, woody citrus that is going to be a bit spicier, check out Viking Cologne. So the original Viking is going to be a little bit too hard for me to wear to the gym. I mean, you could still do it, but this one right here is absolutely perfect. Some people feel it's overpriced, but again, we're talking about if you've got a little bit of money to spend and you just love this one, this is, a really good, and it's very old school. And by old school, I mean kind of like a barber shop. Now, you don't want to go too barber shop, and Tom Ford is a beau de jour. This would, probably not be my first choice for a gym scent, but Costa Azura. This one right here, you're on the Mediterranean, you're walking through a pine forest, and you can still smell the ocean. It's relatively light, and yes, there is a parfum. You could just go with the EDP. This one is perfectly fine, and it's less expensive. So I know I'm getting a little bit pricey here, so let's go to something you could find at TJ Maxx or at a discounter for like 20 bucks. Guys, I'm talking CK1. This is, for many people, their go-to fragrance. Or to the gym. The only issue I have with this one is it's not super unique, so you can look at some of the other ones. They've got what? CK All. They always come out with flankers, it seems like, every summer. And B is decent as well. In fact, this one maybe is a little bit more unique. That being said, avoid CK Shock. This one with the tobacco note, just a bit too strong and overpowering and heavy. Now, really quick, what about body sprays? In general, I don't recommend them. I don't think they're that great of a deal when compared to what you get with a fragrance and how many sprays and longevity and stuff. I just say wear less of a fragrance or choose a fragrance that has less projection or is a little bit lighter. But I can see the draw to them, especially because, hey, they come in a metal container versus fragrances come in glass. So if you're throwing your gym bag around, but I would just say be careful with your gym bag. Maybe pack, a smaller fragrance bottle, because I think you're going to get a better deal than, body spray is just not my thing. Agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Now, this next fragrance, everybody seems to love, or at least reminds them of the mall back in, 2002. Abercrombie and Fitch. Did I say that correctly? Fierce. So this one has great projection, not as much as the original, which is probably a good thing if you're going to wear it to the gym. And it's got that motivator right there, the rock hard abs. Yeah, right there for you to look at. But seriously, gents, it's a crowd pleaser. The only issue I have with this one is it's such a common scent. It's going to be difficult, I think, to condition yourself to actually working out every time you smell it, although it can be done. Now, at this point, I want to share some honorable mentions. Givenchy Gentleman Cologne, a classic with a beautiful citrus opening. Next up, we have have Terre de Mez Eau Fraiche. Similar to the original, but as you can imagine, it's going to be lighter with a bit more of citrus at the top. And if you're tired of the citrus, you want something blue, check out Versace's Dylan Blue. Not my cup of tea, but when I did my research, tons of guys love wearing this one to the gym. Me personally, I probably would have chose the Pour Homme. Next up, we got Tommy Hilfiger's Impact. If you really like this one, by the way, grab the 100 ml. It comes with a hidden atomizer in the cap. And if you're looking for something new, check out the new Mont Blanc Platinum. I think it's an excellent gym scent. It's a bit metallic, relatively light, doesn't project a whole lot, which for me is perfect for wearing it to go work out. And if you can't find it or it's too expensive for your blood, you want a cheaper Mont Blanc, check out Legend Spirit. And let's not forget Gucci Guilty Cologne. Relatively easy to find. Some people find the scent a bit medicinal, but get your nose on it. If you like it, this could be the perfect gym scent for you. So gents, what did I miss? What should have been on this list? Let me know in the comments below. So what video to watch next? Well, gentlemen, how to make your fragrance last all day. Seriously, if you wanted to, you just want to choke people out. You want to, set off fire alarms. I got you covered in this video. Boom, right here. Oh yeah, check it out.